am Star2D2 and welcome back to my book nook. We're doing our April TBR. Holy crap, it's April! Anyways, here's how I did on last month's TBR. I finished all of the books, but I only read one of the Fruits Basket manga. I just wasn't in the mood to read manga. I have to be in the mood for it. And in total, in April, the month is not over, but in total, I've read 45 books. I think it's just because I had to learn how to read fast, but still retain the knowledge of what I read in college. I've never broke the habit. It's just how my brain works, because some people are like, how do you do that? And I'm like, I don't know. But let me just scooch over and then I'm gonna move this here. We're gonna do TBR jar picks my reads for April. Yes, that's a knife. Don't worry about it. So let's get going because I'm gonna pick 10 books. First prompt is a book with time travel. Oh, I know. Okay, I think for this first prompt, I'm going to go with a quantum love story. This is kind of like a Groundhog's Day time loop type story where she repeats the same day over and over because one of her best friends died. Okay. These videos are so fun. Oh my gosh, I love just going around my books, kind of trying to figure out what I'm gonna read each month. I love these videos. Okay, the second prompt is a New York Times bestseller. I just recently got this. I've been so excited to read it. This is called The Ruins Beneath Us by Sasha E. Sloan. This is about an elf who finds a man in the woods and she tries to take him back to his palace and she finds out he's a prince apparently. I remember hearing the summary for this book and absolutely just falling in love with it. I love elves. I have a thing for elves, not fairies, not fae. Elves, even though fairies are like elves, but elves are better than fairies. That's my hot take. That is my hot take. All right, a third. Okay, this one says a book that has been turned into a movie. I wish I had Project Hail Mary for this, but I've already read that. My first thought was to go to my Stephen King shelf because I swear everything that he's ever written has been made into some type of movie or show. So I saw Dr. Sleep and I've been wanting to read this because this deals with the character from The Shining and I had to make sure, but it is a movie, the Dr. Sleep movie, so I need to watch that because I love The Shining. So I'm going to read this and watch the movie. If you guys want to watch it, maybe we could do a movie night on Discord or something. I don't know, but for this prompt we are going to go with Dr. Sleep by Stephen King, not Stephen King. All right, next one. How many? 3? Okay, this is the fourth one. A book you'd recommend to someone you just met. Why would I recommend something I haven't read yet? I feel like I would have to read something that's like in the second of a series because I would know the first one is good, so I could recommend the first one in the series to someone. So that's how I'm going to take this prompt. I actually have the perfect book for this. Never mind, I have 2 perfect books for this. I'm just gonna go ahead and read both because I was going to anyway. So it just takes 2 more books off my TBR. So the first one is All These Worlds by this author, Dennis E. Taylor. This is the 3rd book in the Bobaverse series. I've been loving these so much. They give me major Project Hail Mary vibes. So we're gonna go with this one. And also Vengeful. This is the sequel to Vicious. I read that last month. Absolutely freaking loved it. It reminded me so much of The Boys. I love that show so much. So I heard this one's even better than Vicious. So I'm so excited to read it. I'm here, I'm set, I'm ready because the 3rd book is going to be coming out soon. And apparently it's the conclusion from my understanding. So I need to make sure I have Vicious and Vengeful read before Victorious comes out. 5th prompt, a book with a glossary or footnotes. Okay, that's literally almost every fantasy book I have. Oh, you know what we should do? Hold on. What if these don't have a glossary? Okay, never mind. I was gonna do the Live Ship Traders trilogy by Robin Hobb to continue with the Realm of the Otherlings, but apparently those don't have a glossary, and my bad. I do have this. Now, I have a very complicated relationship with this book because I was lucky enough to have the arc. I was so excited for it. And then when I read the arc, I was kind of like, I wasn't vibing with the writing style because everything was star cursed, star cake, star this, cosmic that. I wasn't jiving with it. I love this cover and I want it on my bookshelf. Whether or not I dislike the book, I'm gonna want to keep it just because I love this cover. It's so beautiful. It reminds me of Sailor Moon. Let's fish around for our 6th prompt. Okay, that felt way too easy when it came out. That's what she said. Freebie! freebie. Whoa. I'm gonna go ahead and pick The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. I love her books. I don't care if they're cringy. I don't care. I'm a millennial. These have millennial humor in them. I don't care. I'm gonna eat up everything she writes. Oh man. Okay, 7th. We're getting closer to the end. I bent it. My bad. I didn't mean to. I bent it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, paper. A book set in fall. Oh, I know. Okay, I don't want to read too much about it, but it literally has fall leaves on the cover. So we're gonna do Woven by Gold. This is the second book in the Beast of the Briars. It's like a Beauty and the Beast retelling about these princes. They are cursed to turn into beasts, and it doesn't stop until they find their mate. I just really like the first one. I want to continue the series because the new one comes out in April, and I want to be caught up. So we're gonna go with Woven by Gold. Oh man, we're already on the 8th prompt. The jar has been very kind to me, though. I'm very thankful how kind it's been. Okay, it says summer romance. Okay, this oddly worked out really well. These are the romantasy. I class these as romance, and I already have a rom-com on my TBR. I don't want to add another one. So I did some perusing on Google, and I found out that this takes place during the summer. This is the second book in the Saints of Steel series. I love T. Kingfisher. I will read anything she writes. She could sneeze on a napkin and cough in it, then write on it, and I would read it. I would read her grocery list. I don't care. I would read anything this woman writes. So we're gonna go with Paladin Strength. Guys, I'm sad. We only have 2 more prompts left. This one's the 9th one. Keeping Good to Me jar. A horror book? Oh my god. Guys, I'm so excited. There's so many good books on this TBR. Holy crap. What a stacked TBR. So for a horror book, we're gonna do You Did Nothing Wrong by C.G. Drews. I was so excited when I saw this on the Book of the Month list. I don't really like paying $30 for horror books. Whenever I see them on Book of the Month, I tend to yoink them if they're by authors I know. And C.G. Drews, I've read 2 books by them, and I love both of them. So I have high hopes for this one. What I'm guessing, it's a haunted house. They move in, and there's a kid, and he's like, they're making renovations to the house, and the kid's like, hey, stop making renovations to the house, you're hurting the house. And so, oh yeah, creepy. I have been in the mood for a haunted house spooky book. I feel like so far I have not went wrong with C.G. Drews, so hopefully this one is a win, and I have been hearing a lot of good things about it, so I'm so excited for this to be on my TBR. Oh my gosh. All right guys, this is our last prompt. Okay, let's go with this one. It says a book that's popular from BookTok. I feel like that's most of my romantasy. For the book type by BookTok, I'm gonna do We Who Will Die. When this first came out, people were talking about it. It was all over my For You page. Every single TikTok. This apparently has vampires and gladiator trials. It sounds really interesting, so I'm willing to give it a try. Plus, it has really cool sprayed edges. I love these sprayed edges. It says kill or be killed. And then I also wanted to talk about Trust of the Emerald Sea. I'm going to go ahead and do a reread of this for our book club. I'm going to do April's book club around the end of April, so if you want to join in, just join the Discord. We're going to be reading Trust of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I've already read this. It's one of my most favorite books ever in the history of ever. So I'm really excited to reread this and relive the magic of this. I love this book. Also, I thought it would be kind of fun because I do tend to read a lot during the next months, and these are books that are going to be on my immediate TBR. And one is Lady Tremaine. This is a Cinderella's story, but from the point of view of her stepmother, and that just sounded so interesting. I want to read the 3rd and newest book in the Road of Bone series. This is Dawn of the North by Demi Winters. I love this series so freaking much. If I had to pick a romantasy series so far to be buried with, it would be Dawn of the North. I used to say it would be Throne of Glass, but this has taken the throne for me for my favorite romantasy series. So I haven't gotten to this one yet because I've been busy trying to read as many books as possible for realmathon, but I'm going to read this next month. I'm so excited for it. And I'm also going to read A Fellowship of Librarians and Dragons and The Enchanted Greenhouse for my cozy fantasies. I like to read a couple of cozy fantasies, and reading both of these will finish up 2 series for me, even though they're both still ongoing series. They'll just catch me up with them, so I'm going to, just so I can check them off my series list, I'm going to go ahead and pick up these as well. Also, the second book in the Captives War series is coming out. That's The Faith of the Beast. I'm going to be reading that as well. I'm looking forward to that. And then the sequel to Shield of Sparrows will be coming out, The Rights of the Starling. I'm going to be reading that one as well in April when I get my grubby little hands on it. And then also the second book to the Rose Bargain, the Thorn Queen is coming out in April as well. And you bet your buns I'm gonna be reading all of those. And then there's this romantasy. I'm not gonna lie, I was only attracted to it because of the cover, but apparently it has something to do with horses. I don't know, it gave me classic fantasy vibes, but it's a romantasy. It says, darkness lurks in the shadows as a betrothed princess wrestles with a dangerous new magic that threatens her bonds with her beloved horse and a forbidden love for the enemy sworn to protect her. It's called Daughter of the Wind. It's the first book, and I think of what's going to be a trilogy, and it comes out on April 14th, and it just seems different. So I want to take a chance on it and try it and see if I like it. So yeah, those are the new releases that I'm looking forward to in April, and that's my April TBR. Subscribing if you're new. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Wait, every time I do that, my boobs break.